Hey there. So, let me ask you something. How often do you run into English in your daily life? Whether it's watching a movie, scrolling through social media, or trying to figure out instructions on a gadget, English is everywhere. And here's the thing. Learning English can open up a world of opportunities that you might not even realize yet. Think about it. Imagine you're on a trip to a country far from home. You're at a restaurant looking at the menu, and it's all in English. Knowing just a little bit of English can help you order your meal without accidentally asking for something interesting, like snails instead of fries. Or maybe you're watching your favorite show, and all the best jokes, they're in English. Have you ever noticed how some memes don't quite translate into other languages? English is like the language of the internet, and learning it helps you enjoy the fun stuff without getting lost in translation. But it's not just about travel or entertainment. Learning English can give your career a big boost too. In many jobs, knowing English isn't just a nice to have, it's a must. It's the language of international business, science, and technology. Whether you're working in engineering, customer service, or even a creative field, being able to speak or understand English can open doors to better jobs, promotions, and new connections. Think of it like this. English is like the key to a bigger world. It lets you connect with people from different countries, learn new things faster, and even understand more of the fun stuff online. And hey, if you want to understand those English song lyrics you've been singing for years without really knowing what they mean, learning English can finally help with that too. Who knows? You might be surprised what they're really saying. So today we're going to talk about why learning English is so important. Not just for school, not just for work, but for life. Let's see how knowing just a little bit more of this language can open up a whole world of new possibilities. Ready? Let's get started. Let's talk about something that matters just as much. Asterisk, asterisk, discipline, asterisk, asterisk. Learning anything new in life, especially a language like English, requires a lot of discipline and commitment. It's not just about showing up one day and expecting results. No, it's a long journey, or what I like to call the long dooner of life. You know, that path that's full of challenges but leads to amazing rewards if you stay on it. Let's start with something most of us can relate to, getting in shape. You don't go to the gym once, lift some weights, and suddenly get super strong, right? It takes discipline. You have to go regularly, eat well, and push through even when you feel tired or don't want to do it. Some days you'll feel great, and other days it'll feel like nothing's happening. But if you stick with it, slowly but surely you'll see results. Learning English is exactly like that. It's not something that happens overnight. You need to commit to practicing every day, whether it's reading a little, watching a video in English, or speaking with someone. Some days you'll feel like you're not improving, but if you keep showing up, you'll get there. Another example is learning to drive. Remember when you first got behind the wheel? It was pretty overwhelming, right? You had to remember to check the mirrors, signal, steer, brake, and stay calm, all at once. At first, it was nerve-wracking, but after practicing over and over, you got the hang of it. Now you can probably drive without even thinking about it. Learning English works the same way. At the start, it feels tough because you're trying to remember new words, grammar rules, and how to pronounce things all at once. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Soon, things that once felt complicated will start to feel natural. Let's look at another example, learning to play a musical instrument. When you first pick up a guitar or sit at a piano, it doesn't sound great, right? Your fingers fumble over the strings, and you might hit the wrong keys. But if you're disciplined and practice a little bit every day, soon enough, you'll be playing full songs and maybe even creating your own music. This is exactly how you should approach learning English. A little bit of work every day goes a long way. It's about commitment, showing up even when you don't feel like it. Some days, learning might feel slow, and other days, you'll have breakthroughs. That's the nature of the journey, the long dooner. Look at something simple, like making your bed every morning. It might seem like a small task, but doing it every day is an example of discipline. Over time, it builds a sense of accomplishment, and eventually it becomes a habit. You don't even think about it. You just do it. The same goes for English. The more consistent you are, the more it becomes part of your daily routine. Or how about cooking? You wouldn't expect to make the perfect meal the first time you try a new recipe, right? The first time might be a little messy, too much salt here, overcooked veggies there. But the more you try, the better you get. After a while, you don't even need the recipe. You've got it memorized, and you can even add your own twist. Learning English is like that. At first, it might feel awkward, but soon, you'll be speaking and understanding without even thinking about it. So, whether you're learning to drive, get fit, cook, or play an instrument, it all comes down to one thing: discipline and commitment. Life is full of challenges, but the people who succeed are the ones who keep showing up, even when it's hard. And guess what? It's the same with learning English. Every time you practice, even for just a few minutes, you're one step closer to mastering the language. It might take time, but with discipline, you'll get there. So, if you're ready to commit to the long dooner of learning English, buckle up. It's not about how fast you go. It's about showing up, doing the work, and staying the course. Because in the end, discipline and commitment are what make all the difference. All right, now let's talk about something really interesting. Asterisk, asterisk, listening, asterisk, asterisk. If you want to learn English fast, one of the best methods to improve is by simply listening to the language as much as possible. It might sound too simple, but trust me, it's incredibly effective. Think about how babies learn to speak. They don't start by reading books or studying grammar rules, right? They start by listening. They hear their parents and others speaking, picking up words and phrases naturally. Eventually, they start repeating those words. This process shows us that listening is our first teacher, and it's the same for anyone learning a new language. You can easily do the same thing. Even if you don't understand everything right away, listening to English regularly helps your brain get used to the sounds and rhythm of the language. For instance, try playing an English podcast, radio show, or an audiobook while you're cooking, cleaning, or working out. You don't need to focus 100%. Just let the words and sounds flow around you. YouTube is a treasure trove for English learners. Find channels that interest you, whether it's cooking, travel, or DIY projects, and listen to the hosts. The more you hear English in context, the easier it becomes to understand. Let's talk about music. Who doesn't love a good song? Pick a few of your favorite English songs and listen closely to the lyrics. You can look up the lyrics online and follow along. If a line catches your attention, pause the music and repeat it out loud. This will help you with pronunciation and vocabulary, and you'll be enjoying great music at the same time. Watching movies or TV shows in English is another fantastic way to practice. Choose a show you love and turn on the English subtitles. This way, you can hear how words are pronounced while reading them. As you watch, pay attention to how characters express themselves and use different phrases. It's a fun way to learn natural speech and idioms. Here's a powerful technique called shadowing. This is where you listen to someone speaking English, like in a video or podcast, and try to repeat what they say in real time, almost like an echo. This helps with your pronunciation and helps your brain catch the rhythm of the language. It might feel a bit silly at first, but it's one of the fastest ways to improve your speaking skills. When you're out in public, pay attention to English conversations happening around you. At a cafe, on the bus, or even at work. Listen to how people interact. You don't have to understand every word. Just listen to the flow of the conversation. Over time, this will help you pick up common phrases and expressions. The best part about listening? You don't need to know every single word to make progress. Your brain is incredibly good at picking up patterns, accents, and intonations. The more you listen, the more you'll start recognizing familiar words and phrases. It's like your brain is a sponge, soaking up everything it hears. And the cool thing is you can do it while relaxing. Whether you're on a walk, commuting to work, or even doing chores at home, listening to English doesn't have to feel like studying. You're learning just by hearing the language, so why not enjoy it? If you want to speed up your progress, start incorporating English listening into your daily routine. Aim for at least 15 to 30 minutes a day, whether it's through music, podcasts, audiobooks, or shows. The more consistent you are, the quicker you'll improve. Think of it this way. Just like when you water a plant, it takes time for it to grow. Similarly, the more you listen, the more your English skills will blossom. You might not see results overnight, but with patience and consistency, you'll be amazed at how much you can learn. So, whether you're jamming to your favorite tunes or binge watching a new series, remember that listening is one of the easiest and most enjoyable ways to improve your English. Embrace it, and let's get those ears working. Let's get real for a minute. We all want to achieve great things, whether it's learning English, mastering a new skill, or reaching a personal goal. But there's something that often stands in our way. Asterisk, asterisk distractions, asterisk, asterisk. And in today's world, the biggest culprits are often social media and video shorts. How many times have you picked up your phone to check a notification, only to get stuck in an endless loop of scrolling through social media or watching short, entertaining videos? 5 minutes quickly turn into 30, then an hour, and suddenly you've lost a big chunk of your day. Social media apps and short videos are designed to grab your attention and keep you hooked. They show you what's new, what's exciting, what's funny, and before you know it, you're caught in a cycle of mindless consumption. Sure, it's fun for a while, but does it help you get closer to your goals? Think about it. Let's say you spend 30 minutes watching funny videos on TikTok or scrolling through Instagram. Now, imagine if you had spent those 30 minutes practicing English instead, listening to a podcast, reading a short article, or even just learning new vocabulary. That small, consistent effort adds up fast. In 1 month, if you practiced English for 30 minutes each day instead of scrolling, that's about 15 hours of learning time. In 3 months, that's 45 hours. What could you achieve in 45 hours? Maybe you'd improve your conversation skills, understand a movie without subtitles, or even ace that English test you've been worried about. Motivation isn't just about getting excited in the moment. It's about staying focused and making choices that help you in the long run. Picture this. When you're motivated, you feel energized, ready to take on challenges. But motivation isn't constant. It comes and goes. That's why it's so important to build habits that keep you on track even when motivation fades. When you're learning something as important as English, motivation can push you through those tough moments. When you're tired, when you feel like you're not making progress, or when distractions are calling your name. Motivation helps you choose the long-term benefits of learning over the quick, temporary satisfaction of scrolling through social media. Let's break it down. Time is a limited resource. Every minute you spend is a minute you'll never get back. Have you ever finished a day and thought, "Where did my time go?" You check your phone, and suddenly you see that you've spent 2 hours watching random videos. That's 2 hours you could have used for something that brings real value to your life. It's not about cutting out social media entirely. It's about finding balance. Imagine if, instead of losing hours to distractions, you set aside just 10 to 15 minutes a day for social media and use the rest of your free time to focus on your goals. Whether it's learning English, developing a new hobby, or working on self-improvement, these choices add up to real progress. Now let's get practical. How do you move away from time-wasting tools and stay focused? Here are some steps you can take. 1. Set clear daily goals. Break down your learning into small, achievable tasks. For example, if your goal is to improve your English, aim to spend 15 to 30 minutes each day practicing. Whether it's listening to a podcast, watching an educational video, or learning new vocabulary, these small, consistent efforts lead to big improvements over time. 2. Use apps that track your screen time. Many smartphones have built-in features that show how much time you spend on each app. Use this tool to see where your time is going. If you're spending hours on social media, it might be time to cut back. Set limits for yourself, like 10 to 15 minutes a day, and stick to them. 3. Create a distraction-free zone. When you sit down to study or practice English, remove distractions. Put your phone in another room or turn off notifications. The more focused you are, the faster you'll learn, and the more productive your time will be. 4. Replace time-wasting apps with learning tools. Instead of opening social media or video apps when you have a free moment, try opening language learning apps or podcasts instead. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or even YouTube can become your new go-to, but make sure you're using. 5. Reward yourself. Motivation often comes from rewards, so don't forget to celebrate your progress. If you manage to stick to your learning goals for the day or week, treat yourself. Watch an episode of your favorite show, enjoy a snack, or spend some guilt-free time on social media. The key is balance. Think of learning as planting seeds. Every minute you invest in learning English is like watering those seeds. At first, it might feel like nothing's happening, but with time and consistency, you'll see the results. fluency, confidence, and the ability to express yourself in a whole new language. The temporary joy of scrolling through social media can never match the long-term satisfaction of reaching your goals. When you stay motivated, avoid distractions, and focus on your learning, you're building a better future for yourself. Remember, every small effort counts. The time you spend learning is an investment in yourself, in your future. So, the next time you feel tempted to open social media or get lost in video shorts, ask yourself, is this helping me get closer to my goal? Or is it just stealing my time? Stay motivated, stay focused, and remember, every step you take in your learning journey brings you closer to success. Let's make the most of your time and keep moving forward. And there you have it. We've talked about staying motivated, dodging those pesky distractions like social media, and using your time wisely to learn English. Now, I know it's not always easy. After all, those cat videos aren't going to watch themselves, right? But hey, with a little discipline and focus, you'll be speaking English like a pro in no time. Now, before you go and start practicing, I've got some exciting news for you. In my upcoming videos, I'll be telling fun stories in English to help you practice your listening skills. Yep, no textbooks here, just good stories that'll make learning feel like a breeze. Think of it as a workout for your ears, without all the sweating. So, make sure to stay tuned, because if you like this video, you're going to love the stories I've got coming up. And who knows? Maybe I'll throw in a few jokes too, just to keep things interesting. Until then, remember, learning English is like eating a big donut. One bite at a time, but no shortcuts, okay? We're in this for the long haul. See you in the next video, and keep those ears ready for some serious listening fun.